Welcome to Time to Teach with Tammy, the podcast that gives tips, advice, and suggestions to teachers by a real teacher. So sit back and enjoy. And oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe. And we're back. Welcome to episode 55. Today's episode is entitled How I'm Getting My Life Together This Summer, Part 1. This is actually inspired by a blog post that I wrote. So I think I've mentioned on this show that I also keep a blog that I've been writing since 2011, but very inconsistently. But I realized that I'm pretty sure I have two different audiences. The audience that reads that blog is not the same audience that listens to this. So I can essentially double dip, if you will. And by that, I just mean like write a blog post and do the podcast with it. I've linked the two before also, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure my audiences are two, hence the plural. So I'm not really putting out summer episodes, as I've already mentioned in the last episode, because I am technically on summer break, as is the podcast. But like I said, I was pretty sure, I didn't want to promise anything, but I was pretty sure that I would be putting out something over the summer. So this is probably going to be pretty short. I was kind of thinking these might be little bite-size episodes if I put out anything. So basically today's episode is just going to capture a little bit of what I'm doing on my summer vacation. And I know that we teachers do so many things, and I also realize that you probably don't need any ideas for what you can be doing over the summer. This is really just kind of sharing what I personally am doing. I'm not really thinking that I'm giving you an idea. I'm probably not adding to your life at all. In fact, you can totally skip this episode if that's what you wish to do. I just am sharing the things that I personally am doing. But today I'll just go over a few of those things, because bite size is not bite size when you go in depth. All right, people? Okay. So let's get this party started. Okay. Well, first of all, I have to begin by saying that today is actually day one of summer vacation. I'm so pathetic. I tried to wait. I wanted to wait and record, but I got the itch. And I just had to record. So this is actually my first day of vacation. It is a Monday. So I don't know what's wrong with me. The weekend felt so long. I don't know if that's because I knew that I'm now in summer. So the weekend was just, it was so long. It was the longest weekend ever of my life. And then today came, and so I'm recording. So day one, what have I done? Absolutely nothing, but I got a lot of plans. Actually, that's not true. I've already started kind of working on some stuff. So that's what we'll get into today. So one of the things that I think is pretty obvious with what I'm doing right now is that I'm continuing with my podcasting. So even though Time to Teach is quote unquote on summer break, this does not mean that I'm not recording. In fact, and I don't mean just for these summer bite-sized episodes that will come out, but I really plan, I have not started yet. Today's day one, got a full summer ahead of me. But I plan on recording. I already have some ideas. Boy, I hope I jotted them down, because now I forgot what they were. But anyway, I had some great ideas yesterday. Boy, they were amazing. Today I couldn't tell you what they are, but they're great. Just wait for it. So I do plan on doing that over the summer. That way you guys know if you're a long time listener, long time as in I've only been producing this for a year, so you can't be that long term. But if you've been here since the beginning, you know that I batch my episodes. So that's definitely in the plan. Get quite a few episodes batched and ready for when we start the school year. I really like batching episodes as opposed to, just producing and publishing a show every week. Although that's what I end up doing even when I have batch episodes, because I want to keep up with the batch. And I'll liken it to money. Let's liken it to money. And sometimes we don't have an option. Okay, so I don't want to put this out here like, I don't want to make anyone feel bad, because I realize that money can be a delicate issue. But I feel, of course, it's always better to save a little, have somewhat of a cushion in case of a rainy day, as opposed to, paycheck to paycheck and I can barely make it. And please, that's, not the easiest thing to do as teachers, but, you know what I mean, right? Like, I just think it's a little bit like, just have a little bit of a cushion, as even if it's tiny little cushion. Sometimes my cushion is thin. Sometimes it's, bare threading. But anyway, that's what I like in the whole batching of the episodes, because the school year is exhausting and it's busy. So I don't ever want to feel like, oh my goodness, I'm so exhausted. How am I ever going to record an episode this week and do the editing and get it published? So what I really like to do is just batch episodes. And then if I have a week where I'm super exhausted and I don't record, then I'm fine. Although, like I said, even though I batch, I do try to keep up with the batched episodes by recording every week. I won't necessarily, it doesn't mean that those episodes are edited. It just means that they've been recorded. I would still have to go and edit it, type up my show notes, do all those wonderful, beautiful, lovely, marvelous, spectacular, fantastic things that I do. Okay. But, I've done the majority of the work when I batch. So that's one thing that I am doing. Well, will be doing. I haven't done it yet. It's a plan to have a plan to do it. Just kidding, but it's what I'm doing. Okay. What else am I doing? Listening. Okay, so this is one of my goals, and if you listened to the podcast episode in which I discussed this, I couldn't tell you which one that was now, but there was one, I promise you. I said that one of my goals was that I wanted to find a podcast, a new one that I haven't been listening to, on a topic that I wouldn't normally be listening to. So people, I've already done that. Oh, this feels good. I can actually check that box because I've actually started this. I started this maybe the last week or two of school. So what are you listening to, Tammy? I'm listening to a couple of podcasts all about decluttering. So it's not a topic that I would normally be listening to, although granted, it does really fit nicely into the kinds of podcasts that I like to listen to. But what happened is, you guys might remember, but around December, January, I got a new TA because Dana, the previous one, has sailed away to enjoy some other life adventures. So I got this new TA. She is lovely and fantastic and superb, and she's all about organizing and decluttering. She has tackled my closet that has been a hot mess since before I arrived, because we're in classrooms where teachers, being the fact that, they're international teachers. They come, they acquire, and many of them leave those things that they've acquired, because when you go back to your home country, you're very limited on what you can take back. So you're not taking back a whole closet full of stuff. So it was a small nightmare that I've not tackled, because I just no. That's not what I'm trying to do with my life. But when I actually saw my TA do that, I thought, ooh, that's actually something I would like to do with my life. So it got me really interested, because I'm like, well, hate to admit this, but I still have things in boxes from when I first moved into this house 6 years ago. So perhaps I could do a little bit of that right here where I live. So I'm currently listening to a few podcasts, well, just a couple, literally 2, on decluttering, because I want to know, in perfect Tammy fashion, if I'm going to do something, I've got to research it to death. That's how I tackle things. I research it to death, and then whatever little energy is left, then I execute what I'm going to do and just see what happens. So I'm in the researching phase, but having said that, that's not actually true. I have gone through my cupboards in my kitchen. I've donated a lot of stuff that has been sitting there collecting dust. And I think my housekeeper will be very happy, because every time I bring a new coffee cup into this house, she's not a happy camper. I hear about it. So I've sent like a box of coffee cups. I've sent that off to be donated. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Really good. So that's like, that's my podcast of a topic that I wouldn't typically listen to. And then that is perfect segue into the next obvious thing that I'm doing, which is decluttering my house. So I'm researching and learning how to declutter my house, so that I can actually declutter my house, because what is the point of having all that great knowledge, tips, and advice if you don't actually do it? It's kind of, doesn't make sense, right? And we're all about the logic. We're all about the logic. So like I said, I have actually started to do decluttering. I've started in my kitchen. Oh, and the other day I even was brave enough to do that in my bathroom, inspired by a deodorant that I could not find. Where is my brand new deodorant? Well, I found everything else, not the new deodorant, but thank goodness I had one in stock waiting for me. Have the special little crate where I have supplies waiting for the reveal when I've run out, and I just grab a new one. Actually, it was leftover stocking stuffers, and I hadn't removed that. Yeah. Yep, it's almost July, at the tail end of June, and I've just emptied out my stocking from Christmas. Do you see why I'm going the decluttering route? Do you now see why? That's why. Okay, so so I was inspired by a missing deodorant. I honestly don't know where that deodorant could have gone, because I may have clutter, but things are where they're supposed to be. When things go missing, I love to blame it on my housekeeper. Makes me feel better about myself. And she does like to move things around. Typically, I can send her a message and be like, hey, have you seen da-da-da? And she'll send me a message, be like, oh yeah, I moved it to da-da-da, or yeah, I threw that in the trash. No kidding, that's happened a few times. I'm going to hope my brand new deodorant did not go in the trash can, but given her history of throwing questionable items out that she just didn't think I needed anymore, like medication that only has one pill, so why would you need that? We'll just throw that away. I can't be guaranteed that it's still safe in this house, because it would not be anywhere other than my bathroom. So I might have a clutter issue, but things are where they should be. I do know that. So my deodorant would be nowhere else aside from my bathroom. So I'm still searching for that, but on the bright side, I did some great decluttering in my bathroom area. So that was good stuff. And then I just have the rest of the house to tackle. It's two tiny areas in the rest of my entire house. So there's that. And then let's see what else is in the plan. Well, the next thing that I have on my plan is this is actually a summer goal that I have. Like every summer, almost every vacation, I have a similar goal to this, is trying to master a new dish in the kitchen. So when I say master a new dish, actually sometimes the goal is like just start learning how to cook with a new spice, just start learning how to use a new ingredient. In this case, what happened, it's funny how there always has to be a story behind it. It just can't just be what it is. There had to have been some kind of origin behind it. But yeah, so what happened is last week I went to breakfast with my team. My team that's changing because 3 of them are leaving. There are 5 of this. That means there's me now and 1 other. I am thankful that the 1 other is still there, but it's really hard, but I digress. But yeah, so I went out for the last hurrah, this last big breakfast with the team, and I ordered an omelet because, eggs are great. And then I was like, ooh, there's so many sauces that I can ask to have on top of it. I'll get the poblano sauce, and I got the poblano sauce, and it's not the first time that I've had poblano sauce, but it was the first time that as I'm eating this omelet with this delicious poblano sauce on top of it, maybe I'll include it for the cover art, which I don't know, might seem odd. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll just let you visualize an omelet with poblano sauce. Poblanos are peppers and they're green, so it's kind of a greenish sauce, so you can visualize that. But in any case, I was eating it and I thought, why have I never made a poblano sauce? Because one of the things that I've actually, it started, again, something else to the story, started out as a goal, is like use more sauce in my life, cook with more sauces. So I was just thinking, gee, why has poblano sauce not been a part of my life more? Why has this not happened? Why did it take this breakfast to create this thought in my head? So that became my thought was, you know what? Poblano sauce, here I come. I am going to master you this summer and see what I can put you on. So I already have an idea. I got some chicken breast this week. I got some poblanos. I think they might have a different name to them. I'm not really sure. But like in other places, you might call them something else. I don't really know, but here that's just what we call them. So anywho, got the chicken breast. I got my cream. I got my poblanos. I'm gonna, make that poblano sauce, and I'm gonna smother it all over those chicken breasts, and we're just gonna go to town with that. So I'm very excited. So all of these things are happening relatively quickly, like by day 1 of summer. So I got to slow down. Just kidding. It's not gone that fast, but whatever. So that's it, you guys. Well, that is not it. That's it for part 1. There's a lot more where that came from. That was fun, wasn't it? Okay. On that note, so I will continue with some more bite sizes. I don't even know when I'm going to release it. There's literally no rush because summer vacation. No rush when you're on summer break. Okay. So wins and fails for the week. Well, hasn't been much time that has lapsed between the last time, but, I have a great win. Oh my goodness, you guys. Last weekend, so I've now had this for a week, I bought one of those Nespresso machines. Woo. If we had applause, could I make that happen? Can we get some applause up here? Because this, you don't even know. You don't know. Unless you know because you have one, then you might actually know. But if you don't know, then you really don't know. This machine is life-changing. I mean, if you're a coffee lover, of course. If you don't love coffee, then it changes nothing at all in your life. But last weekend we were just cruising through the mall, walking around. I was like, just feel like I might want to get something today. I don't know what. And then we walked through Liverpool, and I saw this beautiful Nespresso machine on display and in boxes, and these nicely dressed salespeople with these beautiful coffee cups. Actually, I think it was a small little paper cup. I actually didn't even see it until I was about to walk out, but it was there, just not visible to me, to my eyes. So, yeah, so I just was like, well, wait up here. What's this machine? So I went and, I asked the lady, like, what's the deal? But I didn't say it like that because it was in Spanish, and I'm not even 100% certain that I could translate that accurately in Spanish, but it was more probably like, can you give me some information about this machine? I'm pretty sure that's about how it went. And so I got lots of information. Like, I asked this lady tons of questions, like just, about the amounts of coffee that it can produce, and can that be altered, and how do you clean this machine, and is there a warranty, and how many different flavors, where do I buy the different coffee, could you tell me about the ingredients within the coffee? She was soon handing me my own book that she said I could just keep. I hadn't even committed to buying a machine, but she was giving me this book of information. I'm pretty sure she wanted me to use it as a tool, like a resource. Like, if I have a question, go to the book. Maybe not her so much, but needless to say, I continued to ask her plenty of questions. Then she asked if I wanted to try the delicious coffee, and hey, I was not about to say no, people. And I tried it. I loved it. I visualized my life with the machine and without. And the visualization without the machine made me feel sad. So, in the end, I said, you know what? I'm buying this thing. And the best part about it, people, the best part is this machine. Okay, so I got the Pixie combo. It's cute, it's tiny, it's petite. It jogs every morning in its little coffee machine yoga pants and top. It's just so adorable. And it comes with a milk frother and a coffee thermos. Termo. What is that in English? I guess it's a coffee thermos, but what does that mean in English? I think I'm trying to say it's like one of those big to-go coffee cups. Is that a thermos? Because in Spanish it is. So I hope in English it is too. Sometimes I'm not sure. Anyway, so it comes with all that great stuff. The machine, the coffee thermos, the milk frother. Oh my gosh, the milk frother. It's like a beautiful gem as in jewel, not I'm going to exercise at the gym. And the machine, of course, the machine. And so originally this whole giddy up was like 3,100 some odd Mexican pesos, but there was a great sale going on, so it ended up only being like 2,600 some pesos. So I thought, gosh, I have really lucked out on my life. This is great news. And then the other great news is, because I'm in the second largest city of Mexico, we actually have a boutique, an espresso boutique. So I think if you're purchasing something like this elsewhere, you can't just go anywhere to buy the coffee capsules. You have to order them online, and that's probably fine and great. No big deal there. But it is nice when you actually have a boutique like right where you are. So there is a boutique in the Andares Plaza, which is close to my house, not far at all. And I've already been there a couple of times. Isn't that sad? I just got the machine a week ago. I've already visited them twice since then. So there's that. So that is my great big win. And boy, That was a long storytelling of that one. Fails or none because I'm on summer break. Okay, I'll see you next time. Just kidding. But seriously, there really were no fails. And I just need to shorten this up. So that's it, you guys. That bite size got a little chunky, don't you think? But that's how it goes. Anyway, that's it, you guys. I will be putting out part 2 whenever I put out part 2. That's a great thing about summer break. There are no deadlines. There's nothing on Google Calendar. Until next time.
Wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. Before you go, don't forget you can catch our show notes online at www.timetoteach.libsyn. That's libsyn.com. We're also on Facebook at Time to Teach. Don't forget to check out our Facebook group, Teachers for Effective Curriculum. And if you're an educator with your own podcast show, I invite you to join our brand new Facebook group, Teachers Who Podcast. Let's grow a community where we can network, problem solve, and discuss anything and everything podcast related. I'll see you there.